What's up, everybody? David Janssen here, your Houston real estate broker. So with all the hype in the media right now about the housing market shift, you may be wondering, what does that mean, first off? And two, are we going to have a housing crash like we had back in 2008, 2009? And the short answer is no, we're not going to have that. But in this video, we're going to go over some concrete data that proves why right now is nothing like back in 2008. So the first thing, back then, there were far too many homes on the market that were short sales and foreclosures, and that absolutely drove down the price of the homes. Supply has been increasing this whole year, but it's still far below what buyer demand is. Take a look at this graph right here. This graph shows how the month's supply of homes available now compares to the crash. Today, we have 3.2 months supply at the current sales rate, which is significantly lower than the last time. There just isn't enough inventory on the market for home prices to come crashing down like they did the last time, even though some of the overheated markets may experience a slight decline. Now, leading up to the housing crisis back in 2006, it was super easy to get a mortgage. Pretty much anybody could apply. Lending standards were super low. Banks took on a lot more risk back then, and that led to a lot of people getting into homes that they otherwise couldn't afford. Take a look at this graph here. This is data from the Mortgage Bankers Association, and it shows that the index, which is the higher the number, the easier it is to get a mortgage. The lower the number, the harder it is. In this report, the index fell by 5.4%, indicating standards are tightening. This graph also shows just how different things are today compared to the spike in credit availability leading up to the crash. Tighter lending standards over the past 14 years have helped prevent a scenario that would lead to a wave of foreclosures like they did the last time. Another difference is just the number of foreclosures that are on the market. After the housing bubble, there were a flood of foreclosures that hit the market. Well, now we are seeing the fewest amount of foreclosures since the housing market crashed. Mainly because lenders have tightened their standards and home buyers are far better qualified now to continue making their mortgage payment. Take a look at this chart here. As you see in red, this was during the housing market crash, the number of foreclosures that were on the market. Comparing that to the blue, which is what we have right now. As you can see from this chart, there are substantially fewer foreclosures on the market. So the bottom line is this: if you're worried that we're about to have a housing market crash, hopefully these graphs provided you some relief from that fear, okay? If you've got any questions about the Houston real estate market, if you're thinking about buying, selling, give me a call. I'd love to help you out. My number is 281-610-6826.